and what I wanted, you know, like a day plan, a week plan, a month plan, 6 months, a year.
You had that like down to.
Oh yeah, I rewrite it just because you got to be fluid with the system, right? Like you don't get to control everything that happens to you, but we have a.
Yeah.
I think by being able to call life into things and speak life into things.
Yeah.
And thinking abundantly and what God wants us out of our lives, I think that we have a big. We have a big amount of control that we don't think we do. You know, like a large amount of control in our lives that most people don't even understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't control everything. I don't think we do.
But we have the ability to control our lives.
Yeah.
And to do something about it.
Yeah.
It was just like a God-given authority that we have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
An authority. Exactly.
Authority
Precisely.
to speak over.
Yeah.
Like,
to speak
life over things and to like.
And into our lives and into our relationships and into the people around us and to situations around us. Yeah, so like I rewrite my stuff. Yeah. You know, my plans, my strategy. I rewrite it just because you got to stay kind of fluid with life.
Yeah, well, so strategy isn't a plan, right? Strategy is kind of it's a lens of which to view things. Yeah. And it all works on positions. Right. So like if you think of like the Sun Tzu method, right? Like you go from like position to position. You know, you listen, you aim, you move, then you claim new ground each time, and so. Your strategy, like if all of a sudden, you know, change gives you a better scenario, then your strategy can evolve into something that can contain or can facilitate a better position move.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
Sort of like, and like for me, like it was like studying story was kind of like that. Like
which one?
Just studying story. Like storytelling is like this, right? Like because you have a character, they go out on a journey, they have a want they're going after, and then in the process of like trying to get what they want. Once they get it, they actually don't find fulfillment until they realize and discover their need. Yeah,
absolutely. Like and that's the same thing in life. Like that's the beauty of when you look at storytelling and it's a beautiful thing, man. Like, so like I was talking to my buddy, and this just came to mind. We were talking about like re-strategizing things, like renegotiating the plan, and like there's a funny thing. It's like if you want God to laugh. Have a plan kind of thing, right?
Oh yeah, that's good. So are you rolling right now?
It's funny,
like on all this stuff. Yeah, because we need to be rolling for sure. Like we wrote audio, everything's rolling.
I'm recording here. GoPro is recording.
Let's turn that one on too. Sorry, we just jumped straight into this.
Dude, I'm cool, man. I'm always ready. I'm always on the fly.
I'm like, we're gonna get all this. We're gonna be done, and we're gonna be like.
I'm always on the fly. I've been wanting to do a podcast for a long time, dude.
Really?
I just don't understand how the process works. Like, I understand like, what a camera is. Obviously, I'm not silly. But like,
no, other way. Like,
all these details.
You had it right the first time.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Maybe you could like build one together.
Yeah,
or you could sponsor mine or whatever. You want to do your own thing.
Well, hey, I mean, I'm really like like.
We could. I mean,
I want to create a network.
Yeah.
So I think that right now,
a network TV.
Yeah, like a network.
Oh, cool.
I mean, I don't know if it's going to be on TV or not. I don't know how it's going to work, but I want to create a network, basically like a daisy chain of tons of different content that can be put together.
Yeah,
but that requires people.
Yeah, exactly. A team. It's a team. It's a team.
A huge team. I mean, like I feel like having a network just all centered around a very loose, broad topic of authenticity and and goal setting and finding your purpose, which could really be rationalized just about into anything that's positive. Yeah. At all.
Yeah.
So.
For sure. What I was thinking, I was talking to my buddy about this. So this is just a beautiful thing to like look back and where we've come. You know, like I know we talked about this last time I was here. Yeah. And so like look back. You know, we tend to discredit ourselves, and it's unintentional. Like we get in a moment of we want something right now. That's what we talked about in my acting workshop.
Right.
And we just want stuff right now. And we're such a right now push button microwave society that we forget to look at the crumbs up to that point, up to like where we're standing, right? And what that does is that takes the beauty away from the moment of just being able to embrace the moment versus trying to forward into things.
Right.
And so I was talking to my buddy on the phone about this, and I've been in a handful of really financially like devastating positions in my life already, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's so funny, my taxable income. I'm not gonna say my number.
It's okay. You don't have to.
I'm not gonna say it. But my taxable income for the year of 2016, even though I was still in Kansas and then Florida for a little bit, my taxable income, excluding my VA stuff, I've almost matched that this month. With acting, work. I work in fitness. I'm a coach, and then like other stuff. But like that's it. I mean, like acting wise, like I've almost matched my entire income for 2016 in 1 month, in 5 weeks, essentially. It's mind blowing, man. Like I just moved here, man, in January.
That's insane. That's kind of like that. It's a very rags to riches type story.
Yeah.
And like, what do you credit that to? Because you're coming from Kansas, right? So let me back us up a little bit, because I want to give some context for what we were just talking about right there, right? So your name is Clinton.
My name is Clinton.
This is Clinton.
Clinton, the real Clinton Harris, not Clinton the faked ones. There's only one real one.
We have Clinton Harris, and he's with us on this show, and really, I guess I wanted to just set this up because we're talking about a lot of really good things. We're talking about like how you're jumping into a creative world like LA, from a not so creative world, which is Kansas, right?
That's pretty accurate statement.
I mean, you know,
I'm
just saying, like, this is Mecca for creatives, right? So
true.
And I've experienced it too, because I'm coming from Dallas.
Yeah, so, you come from Dallas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I understand. I mean, it's not that it's not supporting of artists, but it's just not set up. It hasn't been built in the way for art.
Yeah.
You know. And also, like, every single day is the exact same, so you can almost, like, it's a perfect controllable outside weather for a movie set, right? Like, I mean.
Very true. Yeah. Versus Texas and the Midwest and.
Yeah. So basically, like, I guess the whole point of our conversation here is to center it around the lens of being authentic, what searching for truth looks like, how you're finding meaning in your life, and what it looks like to become your best.
Love it.
Like, it's about being your best authentic self. Right. That's kind of like the catchphrase. Yeah. And then how are you using that version of yourself, that best version of yourself, to help other people do the same thing?
Sure.
Because I think that's how you end up creating. You end up really enhancing the world, right?
That's truth and legacy, I think.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it's almost like, you know, if I know who I am and I see, like, I think one of the reasons we like celebrities so much is because they've been able to self-actualize, right?
Yeah.
And see who they really are.
Well,
you know,
I think that's I definitely agree with that statement. I think that we have a skewed perception of what still is authentic, though. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people in the spotlight, because there's just been this facade that we need to make ourselves look pretty.
Okay.
As talents, right? Actors, musicians, right? Musicians, any field, right? Any entertainment-based field, like models, even. Models are a prime example.
Sure.
How many models do you see that actually like show their emotion and show their truth? It's you know.
I don't know. What about Carly Kloss?
Who's that?
Oh, for real? Okay.
I don't know who these people. I'll be honest. Here's a disclaimer. I don't know a lot of names. I know a lot of names that have been around for like 10 years, 15 years. Okay. But a lot of these like newer names, you know what I mean? Like,
Carly Kloss?
I don't know.
I guess I know because like Nico is all into. I mean, like
are they female? Is it female?
Yeah, they're
model?
all women. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know many guy models.
So they're multiple women, or is it one woman? Is it one?
Yeah, one woman. Yeah, Carly Kloss. She's really popular. Anyways,
I know Callie Kloss.
Carly.
I know.
You know Callie Kloss?
I know. She's in Kansas though. She's kind of cute. Yeah.
Okay.
If you're watching this,
shout out to
Callie.
Callie.
Yeah.
Hey Callie. Hey Callie Kloss.
I think it's Kloss or Clausen. Whatever. So I think that in the age that we're in, with how social media has morphed and just the World Wide Web, the WWW, right? The internet has morphed so much of how we connect with one another that there's I believe I'm willing to bet money that a lot of people would see this, even objectively speaking, and we see two worlds. We see a world where it's heavy into shallow things. Like, girl got a nice booty, she gonna show it on Instagram and have 5 million followers. But there's no real content in what's being posted. And then vice versa, you have people that are like leveraging the tool, which is a smaller percentage in my opinion, to produce stuff that's authentic, that's being truthful, like legit, like not like generalizing what authenticity is, because you could do that too. Like, you could sound like every other motivational speaker there is. I mean, there's like, anybody who says something motivational nowadays calls himself a motivational speaker. Yeah. Like, I've been videos on my Facebook for like 6 years now, and people are like, oh, you should be a motivational speaker. And I'm like, I don't like that terminology. Because it's so cookie cutter in my opinion. But going back to the point we talked about, coming back full circle, is like out here, like actors, models, musicians, talents. You look at what is authentic, right? And you asked me earlier just a moment ago, coming back full circle.
What does that look like?
What does it look like? What? So basically, my moving here, I knew what I wanted. I know why I want it, and in my opinion, I have like righteous goals. Like I don't want to just do things and have a big name because I want the big name, because I want $1 million or 10 million or $1 billion. Like,
which would be fine if you did, right? I mean,
okay? For sure. There's nothing wrong against that at all. Not even close.
I'm all about free market economy. Let's go make some money.
I'm a hardcore capitalist. Like true capitalism, not like let's build a business and screw people over kind of thing. How can we earn it? How can I earn it for real? And I'm all about it. All about it. I'm proud to be an American. Just pointing that out.
Nice.
Being a veteran, I'm a veteran too. So like I love the fact that we have this society we have nowadays, like we've had for a long time. Like, there are things that we should be doing that very few people are doing in the industry, in multitude of industries here in the United States to keep it flourishing. Whereas there's this big countering, and that's a different discussion. But But point is, where I think what it was is for me is I focus on how can I work hard, but smart. So I think there's a lot of people working hard in whatever avenue they're working. And just working hard doesn't do it. You got to work smart. Like you can work hard in the wrong direction and end up living in your car. You can work hard in the wrong direction, spiritually speaking, and be empty. And only doing things for money when and you could do things for the money, but that's not what I feel like. There's no longevity.
Yeah, it's like I think it's sort of like sometimes doing things for money is kind of like barking at a seed and hoping for it to grow, like expecting it to grow immediately. Sometimes sometimes you have to water it. Sometimes you have to like let that seed grow, and it takes time in order for it to bear fruit. And so I think I think sometimes like if you think of it like as a farming, harvesting concept, and you think that your actions are maybe don't pay off that day, but they're going to pay off, over seasons of they'll pay off in their season.
They'll pay off. They have to pay off. Law of reciprocity.
In a season, because you're not waiting 10 years for corn to grow. I mean,
true. Yeah. I mean, and just to put context,
I mean, right?
I hope not. I hope not.
Not in the Midwest. I am not a farmer, so I don't know much anything.
No, I mean, I was.
By the way, do we need to turn that off? Is that going to be like? You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Because it's going to be kind of a hum in the background now.
Yeah, with the EQ. That I mean, if you want to turn it off, though, you can turn it off.
How comfortable are we right now? I think we're good. I think let's just be safe.
I've been sweating all day. I'm not tripping. Not sweating right now. I took a shower. You know what I'm saying?
Let's just be safe. If it gets unbearable,
So so the joke about the corn thing, I don't think in 10 years is no. So and just to kind of elaborate a little bit more on what I mean by working for the money. I think that when you only work for money, you end up empty, because what happens when you get the money? You want more money, just like things. Right. Like I was having this discussion with a friend of mine. I'm like, I know. I have complete certainty in my path that whether I become this thing, this icon that I believe God wants me to be in my life, whether that's here or there or in this field or in all 5 of these fields that I'm working in, like I know it's gonna happen. I just don't know how. Like He has it planned. I know that as long as I believe strongly and I act on it, and I shut out the doubts. That's a big thing I found out here. Everyone wants you to live their doubts.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to hurt anybody, but that's what it is. I have friends in.
They want you to live your doubts.
Their doubts.
Their doubts. They want you to live their doubts.
Yes.
So.
I can.
Okay, we're gonna expound on that for sure.
Yeah, I can elaborate what I mean by that too. I think. So what I mean by that is this. I think that. And acting is a prime example. I have a lot of connections in the acting world now, and they've continued to grow. And everybody says you can't do it like that. You shouldn't do it like that. You can't do it like that. And it's only there's a seed of it that is worthwhile in terms of gaining wisdom. There's a seed of it in their statement, which you have to dig for. But I think a lot of it comes down to because it didn't work for them.
Got it.
And so they have doubt in it.
Yeah.
And they don't want you to do it. And they might come from a place of love, but also just a place of doubt, which is fear. And you live in fear or you don't live in fear, right? So that's what I've heard a lot. Don't do it like that. Don't do it like this. You can't do that. And I come out here, and not to be braggadocious, but to simply transparently say, a lot of amazing things have happened for me.
Okay.
In my behalf over 7 months. I've just been out here for about 7 months and like a week.
That's crazy.
Dude, I have management. I have an agent. I'm very blessed.
Yeah,
very,
no
very
kidding.
blessed.
That's a huge accomplishment.
I was eligible for the union in 7 weeks.
That's amazing.
It's
wild. That's an accomplishment. That's something that you worked for, and it's something you took seriously.
Yeah.
And you went the way. I mean, like if we're gonna debunk some myths, like centered around those myths, like that you're talking about, like what would those, like if you're gonna enumerate them, like what would be like the number one thing that you've heard, like don't do it that way, because obviously it worked, right? And think about there's people who come to LA and then like 5 years later they're nowhere.
Yes, for sure. I like that. Thank you for that. So I think that there's a couple things I need to point out. I'm not going to steal the magic from the thing because I was told like don't explain in detail how all these things have worked for you because it removes the magic. And I'm like,
I disagree.
And
I think it's cool because it's not going to work for anyone else.
Your path is your own kind of thing.
Exactly. Guys, this is not like, this is just meant to show you an idea, not. Oh yeah, here, see who that is. It might be Ben. Ben. What's up, man?
What's up?
Yeah, come on in. Yeah, it's fine. If you can be quiet, we're recording right now. Yeah.
So
welcome. Here, get a shot of Ben. This is Ben.
What's up, Ben?
And Isaac.
Whoa.
Benjamin and Isaac.
Will the real Isaac please stand up?
the real Isaac.
So just so I don't forget this, I think that we all have our own path, and that no one can tell you exactly how you should be walking your path, and we should be careful about who to listen to about how to walk our own path. I think that it takes a different level of discernment that we got to lean on, which if you have faith, there you go. If you don't, it's good to have faith, and especially when you're in an industry like this industry, relying just on the shallow, superficial things, again, leaves you empty. At the end of the day, you make the money, you could be $1 million richer in the end of the day, and you feel like shit. You feel like, you feel like crap. You feel like crap. You don't feel good because you're not fulfilled. There's a disconnect between what fulfillment is, and in my opinion, and what achievement is. They're not the same thing.
Gotcha. So fulfillment would be like, how would you define fulfillment?
So I think it's important to celebrate achievements. However, we as a society lean on them for fulfillment, which is
okay. I see what you're saying.
It's wrong. Like we're like, oh man, it's great to make money. Money's not bad. In the Midwest and other societies, I'm sure we come to the thought that money is the root of, it's not the money root of all evil. It's the love of the money.
Right.
Like, don't love the money.
That's the problem.
It's a tool, and it can be used for great things. I mean, you can't build a well without money.
Right.
And you can't do that here. You can't do that in other third world countries. You can't do good things without money. I mean, you could just. It's a nice help. It makes things easier. Yeah.
But I mean, the thing is, I really actually don't know very many people who've made a lot of money just going after money. Like I did. I think it's just kind of like a facade. It's sort of like barking at a. Like I really think it kind of goes back barking at a seed. Like you're just yelling at it and hoping that it turns something.
Hoping something happens.
And then not watering it, not letting the sun come out. I mean, there's some people probably bark at it all day long. I think that's the problem with some faith preachers. I think is that they forget the laws of nature and the laws of like wisdom and how the world is set up, and then you kind of bark at the seed, but all the while they're actually watering it, they're actually doing all the sun, but they're not crediting any of that work that they're doing. They're just saying, oh, it's God. It's like, well, yes, it's God, but there's somebody over here who's just hearing you bark. That's all they're hearing. They're not seeing the growth. They're not seeing they don't notice that you're doing all these other things. They're actually making the seed grow. Like maybe God's a little bit bigger than your achievements, which I think that's kind of what you're saying, right? Like,
I'm with that.
Like you're like it's sort of like there's a fulfillment of a fruit something coming into fruition, and then there's the achievement of something. Oh, I lost it.
No,
it's gone.
I'm with you. So it's like when I say achievement, I mean like usually it's a material thing, like. Oh, like for me, like I train jiu-jitsu and like I go compete and I haven't competed in a while, but I go compete.
Yeah.
And whether it's third, second, or first place, I get that medal. It makes you feel so good. It's an achievement, and I should celebrate that. But it's not. I want the medal next. I keep wanting the next medal and the next medal and the next medal. That's not fulfilling.
Got it. Oh, I see what you're saying.
That's not filling my cup.
Okay.
See? You know what I mean?
Let's. All right. So you can, the closer you get to something, it's kind of like you're never going, it's never that actual thing. You think that something in the future is going to make you feel better in the future. But if you keep that mindset, future is always going to be ahead of you.
It's always going to be
and
the
your
next
wants
step.
are always going to have. So I think there's an element of like contentment. Yeah. I think, and fulfillment happens in the moment.
In the moment.
Right.
Exactly.
Either
That's
and embracing that. And that is probably his probably best accurate definition of authenticity, being in the moment, right?
Being in the moment.
Being real, being you.
Like you, I think there's no gray area. I think in life, you can operate in love and then the latter option, right? I don't think there's a gray area. I think that when you talk to people, whatever career you're in, if you're in multitude of careers, like if you're in this business and that business and 10 things, like it doesn't matter. Like whatever we're doing in the moment, like we either operate out of love or the opposite. Like we can operate out of neglect, right? We're neglecting the moment. And if we're neglecting the moment, then it's lacking in love, which sounds cheesy to people that you can make that real cheesy. You could, but I think it's very simple. Like right now we're here. Right. This is all that matters. Like, yeah, you have plans for tomorrow. I have plans to go to sleep after we're wrapped up, Yeah. But that's not important. That's not important. Yeah. Just like when I coach at Orange Theory Fitness, and I love it. I could be on 3 hours of sleep. I got to wake up at 3:45 a.m. 4 times a week almost. I love it. I love being there for them, right? Right. Sleep. I miss sleep, though. But it's not about me. It's about them. It's about what's happening in the moment. Yeah. 5 a.m. Everyone else is sleeping. 80% of the city's asleep, Yeah. I don't know if that's a true statistic.
No, I'm with, I mean, 5 a.m. is pretty early. I've been trying to get up at 6 lately. And it's, what the secret to getting up early is either you have to have something really important in the morning to do or you need to go to bed earlier. Like, and that's that's really the hardest thing to do. Cause if I go to bed at like 10:30, then I can get up at 6.
Yeah, because that's 8 hours. I
can get up at 6. But if I go to bed, there was one time I went to bed at 9:30, and I got up at like 4 or something like that. And I don't know why that is, because I got 2 hours less. I think there's something about going to bed earlier. The earlier you go to bed, the easier it is to get up even earlier in the morning. Yeah, like you can go off less sleep. I don't even understand what that's about.
I don't.
I'm getting way off on a tangent here. This has nothing to do with anything.
There's a reason for every discussion. You can go off on tangents. I always do it, and I've been really good about coming back full circle. Nice. It's been like a year where I've been good at it. Like I'm like squirrel. I don't know what's going on now. And then I come. We were talking about squirrel go? We were talking about potato chips or sweet potato fries or something. I don't know. But yeah, so to come back to what I think has been, we talk about authenticity. I think that
being authentic,
being
yourself.
Here, and we went off on this piece. Talk about working smart, right? Yeah. So I think that this is what I've told people.
Working smart.
Humbly speaking, operating in belief. And it is a very big thing. Okay. And not just belief, because that sounds kind of corny by itself, but like believing in yourself and believing, if you have faith, that God has called you to do some great things in life. And that doesn't have to be this or that. You could be a trash guy, right? We've all heard that speech. You could be a trash man and be the most blessed trash man in the entire world, right? You could be. It's a matter of you. I think it's a matter of you picking the path and also staying, leaning on and aiming to hear what's been called on your life. And that could be one field, that could be 7 fields. That could be every day, different field, right? In theory, that could be everything. So I think for me, what's been big is moving here and just believing and believing and believing and believing and believing and believing and then believing. And acknowledging doubt when it creeps up. That's the big thing. Everyone tries to want to ignore. Right. Wants to try to ignore doubt. We're human beings. We're faulty, right? Yeah. And that's okay. That's the beauty of part of our design, I think. But acknowledging that there is doubt, and when it creeps in, to stomp it down. Right. Or no, yeah, no. You know what I mean?
I'm with you. Yeah, I think that's really important.
People have told me you shouldn't do that. I'm like, I'm sending letters, and this is there's a fine line to things, right? Reaching out to casting directors, CDs. Casting directors, and being like, hey, 2 words away from being unprofessional and not wanting, and them never wanting to talk to you again, right? That's how close it is.
Yeah.
Because casting directors, they could be talking about this one role and seeing 300 people for that one role.
Right.
Or getting 300 submissions, or getting 1,000 submissions, which is ridiculous.
Right.
That's ridiculous. And then I'm the guy over here like, hey, I know this is about veterans. I love, or not veterans, but this is the military show, whatever the case. I love the opportunity. I would love the opportunity to audition for your role.
Yeah. Have you been doing that? You've been doing that?
I'd be grateful for your consideration.
You've been going and doing that, and that's gonna work.
It's worked.
Of course, it works.
It's worked.
Well, because people think everything. They imagine that the world is like 10 steps ahead of them, and it's really just waiting for them to just come and say hi.
And if you don't ask a question, the answer is always no. And people are so afraid of risking one thing that they'll risk everything by not moving. Standing still is moving backwards.
Right.
Like you can't stand still in life. There's no maintenance.
Right.
Like even whether it's health, relationships, our faith, our working out, exercising.
Yeah.
Right. All of everything. You can look at in my opinion, you can look at everything. There's no such thing as maintenance. Either you're falling back or you're moving forward.
Right.
And people who don't want to move, you're actually declining just by not moving.
Man, that's like exactly what we were talking about. Me and Eric were talking about, like, exactly just the movement. Like,
you gotta move.
Like people who don't want to move, you're taking more of a risk by not moving than you are by moving. Yeah. Like if you think that you're risking something by trying something, that's actually less of a risk than having meetings and meetings and meetings. And like the thing is, meetings are important for strategizing, for coming up with ideas when you're actually working on creating something. Yeah. But if you're not doing it in tandem, like that's why I love podcasting and like this idea, because
there's multiple facets.
Because you can have a conversation and you can have a dialogue, but we can also create content that spurs us forward. Mm-hmm. And then maybe we can, like, you can show me some jujitsu tricks outside or something like that. I mean, like like just, and you move things.
Creation bears creation.
Right.
Fruit bears fruit.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love that. I mean, just because I'm thinking, like, if you think in the terms of a casting director, like if you're like your job is to cast a role. Yeah. Like you don't get paid if you don't cast a role, and you have to find the right person for the job.
Or a handful of specifics that you offer a callback to for the directors, producers, investors to look at, to say yes or no. It's funny too, because there's no generalization. There's not a real amount of generalizations that can be made, because each project could be handled differently. But basically, the casting director is the one, like you were just saying, the one they have to find the person. Yeah. The who the writing is built after. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
What do you think, like, as an actor, so there's in acting, there's a craft, there's you have to understand the story, there's reading involved and character work and all that stuff, and a lot of people like to go into that like way too much, to be honest. Yeah. But like just like what's the discipline, like if you could boil down the discipline of what as an actor from a discipline standpoint, like what's the attitude that you ought to have? Like when you're trying to get roles, or if you're out there going door to door,
figuratively speaking, yeah. I think, man, I have to say this, like I'm humbled to be where I'm at. There's a lot of people in this city who have been obviously doing this thing for like 30 years, 20 years, 15 years. Right. There's A-lists out there, B-lists, whatever. Those are generalization, or those are kind of subjective, right? Like those A-list, B-list type things. Yeah. And a little objective too, but I think it just, for me, it kind of makes sense to like this, because I'm enjoying the process, right? Of just stepping into it. Like I'm studying.
But the discipline, like the discipline of it. The like what's the daily, like what's the discipline and the attitude that you have adopted, like to get stuff, like to get stuff done. You know?
So I think that there's quite a few ways to answer that, but like to kind of be more concrete, there are people, like I said before, that operate out of false hope, and doubt and fear more than they do out of just believing. And it's kind of like, you believe like a child, right? Childlike, right? Yeah. That whole frame of mind. Like, so I think that I just believe so much in the process of becoming my whole life. Like not just acting, but like just being. Right. Just being a human being the best person, the best man I can be. And I just see it unfolding as I'm walking. And to step into that, and realize that acting, like this is what I've come to realize, good acting, and we've all seen bad acting.
Yeah.
Good acting is not acting. It's just being. And this is what I'm continuing to step into. And I'm taking a workshop course at Anthony Mindel's actor workshop.
Okay.
And they do things opposite of how I learned originally.
What was the original way you learned?
Which is the original way that I was taught, which is probably 85% of people in the entire industry are taught to learn the lines first.
Huh, interesting.
And then add their own emotion.
Okay.
The way they do it at Anthony Mindel's actor workshop is exactly opposite. So we have the lines. We want to get the lines, obviously, but we think about how this person feels. We are the person.
Okay.
And it can sound kind of challenging to kind of keep your mind separate from and not drive yourself crazy thinking about you're Bob. No, you're not. I'm Clinton kind of thing. Because there's talents like actresses that have had mental breaks because they're told they're this other person, and then their psychology behind it just split.
Right.
So it's
and
not
that's like more of like that method, the method
hardcore
acting,
method
and
where
like
you adopt a completely different persona.
Yeah,
which
I can't get into that.
Yeah, but what we do is not really method technically.
It sounds more Meisner, honestly.
Yeah, it is actually. It is, but he doesn't. They don't call it Meisner.
Okay.
They just say you being real. Like all it is like imagine Bob was not his name. You're Clinton. Like what's the situation? How do you feel about it? And then focusing on that. And it comes across as so much more like authentic, believable, like cathartic. Like that's a fun word for you guys.
No, that makes that makes.
I never heard that word until like 6 months ago. I didn't know what cathartic was. People would say it around. I'm like, what is that?
Catheter?
Catheter. But it's about like that
Okay.
truth in the emotion, not faking it. And because you don't have to fake it, there's no effort or very little effort. I'm at a point where I'm continuing to remove, trying and giving effort and just being, and it's different, man. Because like if you're from the Midwest or if you're a man, right, in first world country like the United States, it's very difficult because most of us don't grow up learning how to process bad emotions, like how to be sad, how to cry, how to feel the pain, right. And I've had a lot of stuff happen in my life, and I'm sure you guys have too. Like death here, death there, this, that. Yeah. And I never was able to fully process that. And I just kind of stuffed it down and got into fights and played football and trained jiu-jitsu just to get the aggression. It's sort of like
this weird paradox. Like I know this is going to sound a little bit weird, but like
do it.
just like follow me here. Like, so I recently saw a photo. Of like my grandpa and a bunch of like other family members, and for some reason that picture made me cry, but everyone was smiling in it. I know this sounds like really silly, but it just like it made me cry. I don't know. I was like this is so weird. Well, I come to find out that picture was taken on the funeral of their mom.
Interesting.
And it just made me realize, like, when people see a camera, they want to smile.
Yeah.
Like,
well, generally speaking,
like I would not have known that it was a funeral. Wow. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is kind of what you do. Like when you're like in front of a camera, you smile. Mm-hmm. And I think
or smolder.
Yeah, it's like.
No, I feel that.
Sex or happiness, like, it's kind of like. But I think that we think that no one wants to connect with our most deep sad emotions.
Yeah.
And
so we stuff it down.
And the reality I think is people want to see all of it, but because it would be one thing if you just like only showed the worst things in your life and only showed the best. But,
exactly.
But I mean, I think social media I think is what most people consider images, and that's just
which is the danger of social media.
Yeah, like I feel like acting does give humans like us, gives us more opportunity to really experience more emotions. Yeah, and as an audience member, we go to see that. That's what we go to watch. Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's like you get to see the whole film play out as opposed to just a moment in time. And that's the thing. The moments are cringeworthy, but stories are fun to watch. Totally. Yeah, like cringe. You're like, oh my goodness. Well, so that's a good point though. Like good acting, bad acting, right? To just touch on that little blip right there. Good acting, bad acting. We want to see good acting, and good acting is not acting; it's being truthful. Like you look at people like, if you're a fan or not, I don't know why you wouldn't be, but Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, he's quite
He's
he's
a great.
I like him. He's really obviously he's an amazing actor.
Yeah.
Sorry, Leo. I just think. I just feel like he plays a lot of angry, like very, like he just like I feel bad for like it just the amount of emotion that he feels like this. Breaks my heart.
But exactly, you see what you just did? It breaks your heart.
It doesn't break my heart,
you
but
feel it because he's giving it. He's giving it. He's not being a fake. And I mean, some of it. Don't get me wrong. I didn't mean to say like fake. That kind of sounds bad. Like because nobody like if you're acting and you're in the industry like you're doing the thing. So, but like, wouldn't you rather? The question to be asked is, if you're in the industry or in music or in any entertainment-based industry, or even anything at all, wouldn't you rather feel good and feel real? So, like some of these actors, like we talked about it too, is like when you can't get it, when you just can't click, because sometimes you'll do 50 takes of the same exact thing, 50 times. 50 times, and you're there for 4 hours, and you're like, I just said those lines, like, and you just start, like, you can't click, or like you're just feeling it, you're just feeling like drained. Like sometimes you gotta act a little bit,
right.
like, right, and but to come back full circle, what you were asking earlier is how the discipline. So what can I have to, the question I always pose to myself is, what can I do right now? And that's what keeps coming back. So what can I do right now? What can I do right now? Right now. Not tomorrow.
Not today.
I can plan
not
for
even
tomorrow.
Today. Like just like today. What are you doing right now?
Right, exactly. Right now.
Yeah.
So like I can plan for tomorrow. I have, X amount of books, X amount of scripts that I'm working on. I'm writing my own material. I'm studying how to pitch, distribution processes.
Right.
All these things. I'm studying all these things. Also looking for audition opportunities every day.
Yeah.
I'm getting I have 3 or 4 different websites that are kicking back casting calls to me every single day.
Perfect.
I'm getting like 80 to 100 emails that I'm having to siphon through. I'll delete like 90 of them, and then I'll submit for 10 of them maybe.
Jeez.
Yeah, I have my agent, my management. They're working together and I'm messaging them every day, every other day. And it's not like it's not like an unprofessional thing because we have a very open communication.
You have like you've got your energy. Like I mean, you're driving the ship.
Like, hey,
I mean,
exactly.
The way I look at it is like
I'm in the steering wheel.
An actor is sort of like, it's really weird. It's well, kind of, because it's like your entrepreneur, your biggest entrepreneur for an actor is the agent, kind of, because the agent's going to be blazing your trail a little bit. You need that. He's the salesperson is the agent. You had a manager.
Yeah.
But you're the product.
Exactly.
And so it's your vision. Mm-hmm. You get to come up with a vision for how, for what kind of projects you want to take and what kind of things you're going to do. Mm-hmm. And you're a limited resource, but you bound by time. Mm-hmm. So it's like you've got these other people pitching for you. And so really it's all about your time. I mean, you almost completely, like that's really all you have to give is your time. Yeah.
There's like a metaphor, and then there's like the literal, right?
Yeah.
So like definition wise, like a manager and an agent, you're not, well, management, they would probably call you a client of theirs, but technically you're not. Like on paper, you're not. And same thing with an agent, like you're not technically the client. Some people would say that, but as far as I know, definition wise, and I could be wrong, and I'm open to taking that if I am wrong, but you're not the client. The client is this commercial agent, this commercial workload. It could be Hobby Lobby, it could be Target, it could be Gerber Baby, whatever. Like that's the client.
Yes.
You're the talent. So their job is, if they know that you're not right for the role, they're not going to submit you.
Right.
Like they won't even ask you. They shouldn't ask you.
Right.
So that's, but and then back to the whole sales manager and then the product. You are the product.
Yeah.
But you have to know what you want. Like a lot of people that go into, they're like, I want to do everything, but you got to know what you want. Like for me, I don't want to do those things, and it's not because I don't want to. It's not because it makes me like super.
What are the things that you really want to do? Like what would you say is like?
Love that question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that. I'm glad because I was about to go here. I was like,
Yeah. What are the things? What are the things like if you could get your dream role? Yeah. Like what is it you really want to do?
So, all right. So it's funny, just funny. So I have jiu-jitsu, I have mixed martial arts, I have firearms, and I have the military in my corner. Those skill sets, that background, that in the industry you got to figure out what you can leverage, and I can leverage that. So meaning like these calls that are going out, they're looking for real veterans for that, or someone who can actually use a firearm, not faking it, or someone who actually knows jiu-jitsu or mixed martial arts. So like I have that as my leverage point, which has been really helpful out here, especially with becoming SAG eligible. That was through being a veteran. That's because I'm a veteran. I worked on a couple projects that I was a veteran and they wanted me in there. So that was great. So, and then what I want to do though, I want to do crime, drama, mystery, military stuff.
Yeah.
I want to do all that stuff. So that's great because I have the skill set that I can be acquired, or not acquired, but, put on it. But I want to do comedy, man. I think like, man, like I want to do comedy. I want to do like good action films, like not like so much action that there's no actual content. It's just explosions,
like funny, like
shooting,
like
explosions.
Comedy, like
action comedy. Excuse me, action
like so
comedy.
so okay, like so let me put a scenario. Like so, like let's just say we're doing a. We're going to work on a project together. We're going to create like a comedy bit. Yeah. And we're going to be like a cop duo or like a or something like that. Yeah. Like what role would you play in like how would that look like? Let's just come up with a little simple idea.
Yeah, for sure. I like it. So this is a verbal non-disclosure, as well as anybody who sees this is a non-disclosure. So if you start to steal this idea, someh we're going to be able to track this
we're gonna
and
track
figure
you down.
out that you did
You'll be
steal
screwed.
This. And then we're going to come after you. Just kidding. But really.
That's awesome. I think our GoPro's running out of battery.
Well.
Huh?
Yeah. This is the GoPro right here.
This is it right here. That's
wow.
Logitech.
Oh, that's what I thought. Yeah. I was like, that's cool.
How's that doing?
I'm on 2 bars of battery, and the movie stopped automatically after a half hour, so I had to record.
That's fine. Okay. Did you record immediately when you saw it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Good man.
This one did the same thing.
I saw you click it. Yeah.
Yeah, it went down half an hour.
So the question that was posed was if we were to have our own production.
Yeah, like
two cops is a comedy.
Yeah, 2 cops.
So, I don't know, man. Like I like to. I don't know. I've been told that I have the leading man look.
Okay.
Whatever that means. Like
sure.
I'm continually understanding what these things are meaning.
Yeah.
These are all just standard things in the industry. Like, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't give it meaning, right? It's like a dollar bill means nothing unless we give it meaning as a society.
Right. Side
note. I think like obviously that would be a part, but I wouldn't. I don't know, man. Like, we talking about breaking the fourth wall. What's up?
What do you mean?
Like looking right at the camera.
We can. We can look. We really can do just about anything.
No, on the feature that we're talking about, the film.
Oh, got it. Okay, yeah.
Is that what we're talking about?
We can break the fourth wall. Yeah.
Yeah. So this comedy duo thing, man. The only thing that comes to mind as a reference point is The Other Guys.
Of course.
Well, yeah, Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg. Man, that's so funny, dude. Oh my god, so funny. Like, I don't know if I could do. I could do what Will Ferrell is doing in that.
You would do Will Ferrell? I feel like you would play the Mark Wahlberg character.
Yeah. In that duo.
Yeah.
I would have a lot of fun.
That seems like more your type for sure.
And then like the thing about it, like Rush Hour, the Rush Hour films. With Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker, you totally Chris Tucker right there.
1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness, dude! I freaking love it. Like dude, that's so funny. And then Central Intelligence, not technically cops, but that duo with the law enforcement duo, like it's just so funny to. Honestly, I love comedy. Mostly because like, dude, like the idea of cutting and then busting up laughing.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna do that anyway. Like I was on a production, a CBS production, not a noticeable character. It was background work.
Right.
So just a disclaimer, I'm not building anything out there. But I don't think I'm supposed to like talk about it wide, right?
Sure.
But just like being serious and cut, and then everyone busts up laughing, whether it's a drama or a comedy. Like that's such a cool thing, man. Just a camaraderie and being able to joke around. Like, have you guys seen the bloopers for Rush Hour 1, 2, and 3?
I haven't. No. Oh,
dude,
one of them I did, but it's been a long time.
Kafilta, Chris Rock, or Chris Tucker. Excuse me, Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker.
I know you're gonna see this. So
Chris Rock
Tucker,
would be like, what?
Chris Tucker. He said it like 15 times in the bloopers. He kept messing it up. He just couldn't help it. Kafilta what? Go fish. Go fish. Oh my God, dude, it's so funny. It's just hilarious. Awesome. And then, like, not to go off too much on a tangent, but like Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, they did not like each other at all.
Oh, really?
At all when they first started. Jackie Chan was, I believe, already in his mid-30s, late 30s maybe even.
Wow.
On the first one, right? He's already done like 100 films or some crazy number, and then Chris Tucker was like 22.
Oh, really?
22.
I didn't realize they were that like different in age.
And Chris Tucker showed up late all the time. He had his phone on him. His phone was on.
Oh, like while he's shooting?
On. Someone was calling. His mom was calling him.
Speaking of which, okay, cool. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my phone on. Yeah, it's on. Whatever. I don't have an alarm set for a couple hours, but I don't know where I was going with that, man.
No, it's good. I mean, we're just riffing.
Yeah, we're just ripping.
Yeah. We can riffing.
Riffing.
We're riffing. You know. Welcome to the best authentic show. I'm here with Clinton Harris, right here.
Don't you know?
Don't you know? Don't you know?
No, that was a rap.
Yeah. Oh, I got it because it kind of like rhymed.
Yeah.
That's
you
cool.
beatbox? You beatbox?
Huh?
You beatbox?
Sort of.
Ooh.
What's that? What's the like the? like the and then it drops. Best authentic show.
Whoa.
Is that good?
I don't know.
I did a Donald Glover dance.
I feel like I should jump in on this now.
Yeah. You can be you can do the rap. Here, how about this? Do like a little do like a little freestyle like for
rapping. I can't rap. I can beatbox.
You can beatbox.
Pretty good for a white guy.
Right. Let's see what's a talent we can show off. Like just
I could put someone to sleep with their own shirt before it tears.
Wait, what?
I could put someone to sleep with their own shirt before it tears.
Put someone to
choke somebody out.
Oh shit, no. Oh, no. I really don't want to do that.
It probably would be frowned upon, especially if you got, a million people watching this. A lot of people are going to be mad if I put you to sleep.
Wait, you can seriously put me to sleep?
Yeah.
But like
I wouldn't want to. That would be really
that would be like really bad.
It's so unbecoming of a black belt who was invited onto a podcast.
All right, well, hey,
I was invited.
How about
invited?
Wait, with their shirt on, you can wait. What?
It's called a baseball bat choke.
Okay.
Or a cross collar. So
is this like secret knowledge? Like no one's supposed to know this stuff, right?
Oh no, probably not. I wouldn't condone it unless you're actually in a jiu-jitsu facility.
So you're thinking that you could. So you could choke me out.
Yeah.
Like how fast?
Well, with or without your shirt. With your shirt, it'd take a little bit longer. Without your if I were to choke you, just like a simple choke, like guillotine or rear naked, it'd be like 5 seconds, 6 seconds.
Are you kidding me?
No.
What do you do?
Well, I mean, it would depend on like the posturing.
Is it like the movies where you just like touch someone in the neck and it's like?
No, that's like like a keto or hapkido kind of combination thing where you like just. That's a chop.
How does that happen?
Michael Myers and Austin Powers calls it a judo chop, but it's not judo. That's not judo.
How about this? We'll let you do it to Eric, and you can just like you can knock him out.
No, so like if
does it hurt you if you do it? Like
no, but it's not. I wouldn't condone it for people watching or listening at all. Like unless.
I see. That's only for self-defense.
Yeah.
So it could be like a self-defense move. Could a girl learn this?
Oh yeah. So just aside, if you're listening and watching this. And you've thought about jiu-jitsu, objectively speaking, even though I love jiu-jitsu, it's the number one most complete self-defense system. All you have to do to add on to that, if you were to do like Krav Maga is cool if you're learning from someone who's actually should be teaching it. Like I've heard of people training Krav Maga at this place or that place, and it's like garbage, which is French for garbage, I think.
Oh, is that?
No, it's not. I just made it up.
No, I think garbage is right.
Or like boxing, and the person learning boxing from like should not be teaching, or like trying to learn jiu-jitsu from a white belt. Like no point. There's no, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Or trying to learn Muay Thai from someone who's never been in a competition. Like, that's not cool.
I just wouldn't want to have anything from any Thai people who. Wait, hold on.
I don't know. It's Muay Thai.
Let me go back a little bit. I had a joke and it just like literally flew away. Squirrel. Let's bring that back. Sorry.
No.
So yeah,
but jiu-jitsu, yeah.
But jiu-jitsu, like, and so basically, like, if I have trouble going to sleep at night, then I could pretty much just say, "Hey, Clinton, just knock me out," and then it'll just.
Well.
Can you do it to yourself?
Well, it's not a chop. It's not a chop. It's not a chop. It's
what is it?
It's if you're in front of me, right, and in self-defense scenario, right, you have. If someone's left foot is forward, right, and it's boxing specific, right? If someone's left foot is, is it a bomb?
Is
it a bomb? Just kidding, guys. Don't be so sensitive.
No, it went out. This is going.
So,
huh? I have no idea. Or I don't know. But I mean, I guess I'm not that important.
What are we doing?
I mean, like, you get 3 cameras on you, and I got only 1 on me. So,
is this me for me? I don't look very sex appealing in this, I think.
Well, I'm just saying it's an extra camera. I only get the GoPro here. I'm just messing.
No, what?
Huh? No, I think it's okay. I think I'll just.
You gonna use a stool?
Huh?
Here, use a stool.
I don't know how it's gonna make it. I don't know if that's gonna work.
You can post it right here.
I need to. Hold on. Let me just try this real quick and see if this.
That's me sitting on a laptop.
I think this works okay for now.
Not promoting the brand that I have in my hand.
That's fine if you do.
They're not paying. They're not paying me.
No, not yet. But we can always, when there's something that you see in the film, we can always like reach out to like Ozarka.
If it's like reverse osmosis and high pH balanced, and there's no acidity. If it's not water. That's not this water though. So I'm not gonna.
Okay.
But if it were, that'd be cool. But so like, let's say in a self-defense scenario, I'm gonna see if I can verbalize this, articulate this at least. So if my left leg's forward, 'cause I'm a righty, which is traditional stance, your left leg would more likely be forward too. You might be a southpaw, which means that your right leg's forward.
Okay.
Which is also kind of common too. Just not as common as being a traditional stance fighter.
Right.
Now in self-defense, here's my philosophy, and this is what I've learned from working with a lot of like bad dudes, like good dudes,
right,
but bad dudes. Not just jiu-jitsu world, but like hand-to-hand combatives.
Yeah.
Operators, like I have connections in the different operator fields, like SEALs and Delta guys. And
like they're
Delta doesn't exist on paper, so fun fact.
Yeah.
So.
Wait, we're not allowed to post that?
No, I don't care.
Okay.
Like it's just a fun fact. Like Delta Force, it's everyone
I'm sure
most people have heard of it, but on paper they don't actually exist. It's like a different designation. That Delta Force is the cool name, but they're not.
It is a cool name.
And just like SEAL team, like the SEAL team numbers, those aren't like set in stone. There's a lot of rotation happening.
Oh, gotcha.
And dev group operational, like the tier operators, or the operators that are in rotation at the time, and then you come out of rotation for deployment.
Gotcha.
Different. I don't know. I can't like speak on it in specific details because I don't know. Like I'm not an expert on it, but I know that.
Back to the whole stance and
back to the stance.
And
so
maybe you should demonstrate it. Maybe we should cut straight to a demonstration for this part.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay, cool. Because we'll save this. We'll save this topic. We'll do a demonstration for
for sure.
So what? Let's. So I'm just gonna because I know we're gonna cut to that.
Yeah.
Like
go ahead.
Okay, so we're gonna go out and Clinton's gonna actually like, he's gonna use this on me. Okay. We're gonna do an action scene where he basically like levels me out. All right.
Yeah, simple stuff. So so here's my philosophy.
What we'll do is we'll improv it.
Yeah.
This will be a little inauthentic.
Yeah. So here's my philosophy. Like, there's a lot of people that are like, I don't want to train. You talked about the women, right? So.
Well, I mean, I just think like, is it some because I think women are the ones who probably want the most. Yeah. Self-defense.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't know many guys that are afraid of being, jumped.
For sure. I think there's a couple things to look at. I think. I think men should, based on the premise and this might be a little contradictory to modern day thought, but I think men, we are designed. It is in our biology to defend. Like women can too. Like you look at the mama cub or mama bear, mama lion, whatever, to defend their young. But like men are supposed to defend in our world. Men are, in my opinion, and science would probably back this up, 99% of it, to defend our loved ones. So like if someone were to break in the house, you took at testosterone, estrogen production. Like we are designed to defend our wives, right? Our kids.
Yeah.
They are too, if we're not there, kind of thing. And I mean, I could be a little off on that, and people can argue that all day. But I think women, in our world, women are targeted. They're preyed upon more than men. Yes, absolutely.
Got it.
By guys, it's usually guys that are a little bigger than them. That's why they target them, because they're the predator mindset. And women definitely, I think, whether you want to fight or not, it's not about whether you want to fight. It's about understanding how to defend yourself and not thinking, oh, I hope it never happens to me. That's so silly. That's silly. That's so silly.
Like you just need to know. Everyone. Yeah. And I think anyone should know how to do that.
I hope it never happens to me, and because I hope it never happens to me, it's never going to happen to me. That is ridiculous.
Right. So self-defense is important.
And for men, like it gives you a certain confidence in your ability to defend yourself and people around you. So you're not or run away. Like there's a concept. It's run, hide, fight. If you can run.
Right.
If you can hide. If you have to fight, you fight.
Right.
You fight. Why? Because you're called to fight and defend the people that you love and care for, not just yourself.
Right.
And if you're not competent on how to fight, how to protect yourself and other people, the fight's over before it even begins.
Right. And I feel that totally. I mean, like it's like obviously the best way to like absolve conflict would be to have to talk it out, to listen to the other side,
to de-escalate,
to spend time listening,
for sure.
But ultimately, like when something becomes like volatile, where somebody is not like going to like have a rational like conversation or reasonable like conversation, you have to get away from that situation.
Right.
You walk away, run away, whatever it is. But if you do have to fight, like you want to know.
Yeah.
I mean, I would want to know. And for me, like, I mean, like, I don't have any guns here.
Don't tell them that. He has plenty. He has plenty.
No, my neighbor has like a lot. So I mean,
don't tell him that.
Oh,
just kidding.
I mean, I'm just saying. Like, I mean, I know there are people nearby me that have guns. Believe me. So I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
But I do have like I have a really gnarly metal bar. Like near my bed, just in case, because I heard like creaking at some point. Like, someone knocked on our door at like 2 a.m. and it was like that was like the first time I was like, oh my god, like
what do you do?
I really wouldn't know much to do. It's like I worked out a game plan with Nico on like how to defend our home. Like, hey, if anything goes in here, you go run into the closet and I'm gonna go out there. Yeah. If like and I was like I put something in a closet for her that she could go and have something to back me up, because I mean I don't expect to be able to. I'm not gonna assume that I'm gonna get somebody first try,
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
The thing about it is, and again, another. There's many disclaimers that can be had. There's a lot of disclaimers. This is we're not telling anyone to have violence. And there's no definitive.
We're just talking about
there's no definitive answer to like anything. There could be, but I don't think there's a definitive on most things. I think except for this.
Yeah.
Stop hoping that it never happens to you, that you never have to defend yourself, and just believe that maybe you're going to have to. And go out of your way to learn how to.
Got it.
Because why would you want to not be competent? It's like saying, I hope I never go broke. Why would you want that? And why would you not want to understand financial literacy?
Right.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I hope that someone never... there's so many other parallels that can be made here. But
hope is not a very good strategy. I guess is like kind of what we're looking for here. Like
hope does not float.
Yeah.
Hope doesn't float. Treading.
Yeah.
And then controlling your breath and conserving energy, that floats. It's a joke.
That's fine. That floats.
But yeah, so jiu-jitsu like was a combination of like Muay Thai. Muay Thai is very violent.
Okay.
But it was designed for the Thai army and the Thai military. Muay Thai. Yeah, Muay Thai in Thailand.
Yeah.
As the official combative system for their military, and then it turned into more of a sport focus. It's still very martial focused, so they're very traditional. It's elbows and knees and a lot of other cool stuff, and just realizing how powerful an elbow is. Like people, I've seen videos. I study fight footage a lot, just to see how like the predator is gonna act around the situation before they strike, right? Because it's very important to read body language and to understand. Like you could say, my goal is to de-escalate. Right. If I can de-escalate, great. But if someone's made it up in their irrational mind already that they want to get involved with this, if I can't run or hide, where am I going to go? I got to defend myself.
Right.
That's the concept there. So
it just reminds me of a Friends episode, honestly, when Ross is trying to learn self-defense, to defend himself from Rachel and Monica.
Yeah, man.
It's like, so you're trying to attack these two women? It's like no. I'm trying to. Or it's like, anyways, what would you do in that situation? Anyways, totally tangent.
No,
but
it's all good, man. So I might trip in. It's life.
Like, all right. So I really wanted. I actually want to demonstrate. I want to like do a demonstration. I'm not gonna actually go out cold. But like,
no, I'm not gonna choke you out.
Don't actually choke me out, but like we can actually showcase like what it looks like.
I do it all the time. So like just to point out, like, again, I'm a black belt. However, there are a lot of other black belts I train with that we are all good in our own like handful of things that we're really good at. One of my favorite things are knee bars. Knee bars, not to be confused with a candy bar. It's not the same thing. That's a joke. Knee bars.
Bars.
How basically how to wreck someone's knee and their leg. But yeah, so just we'll show this and we'll come back and continue talking about acting if you want. And
well, let's. What I'm gonna do, because like I'm trying. I want to limit the podcast to be like 18 minutes.
Oh.
So
okay.
Like, so we've already gone pretty far. But like, let's just like what's like a topic we can just like hit in really hard. Like okay, so we're talking. I'm just gonna run.
We can talk about emotion.
Okay. So let's just. So
right.
we got like a whole like fight scene. I'm glad. Hold on a second. Let's just pretend like we got back. All right. Oh man.
No, I'm not tired at all.
Oh man,
tired?
Dude. Okay. Wow. All right. So I don't want to mess with you. That's for sure. Okay. I definitely don't want to be in a situation like that ever again.
But now you're more competent. Now you're more competent.
Well, now I'm a little more competent. Now I know a little bit more about what it takes.
That's what matters. Competency.
Yeah, I love the future. It's amazing. I love being here.
Yeah. So one thing I want to touch on is the emotion.
Yeah. Let me kind of phrase it to you so I can kind of get.
Yeah, for sure.
So all right. So we got the whole jiu-jitsu thing down in the martial arts, but like when there's a deeper level to like people than just like the actions and stuff. Like you want to be an action star or an action hero, but like there's like emotional element, and like finding that emotional depth is really what like acting is all about, right? Like it's finding that emotional. So like how would you take something that's action focused, and how would you add a level of emotion into that? Like if it is self-defense, like what would you portray? Like if we were going to do like that scene, if we were going to do a scene, like what would that look like?
Well, I think
differently.
Whether it's that scene or any scene, I think that, and I'm pretty sure a lot of actors would agree with this statement too. Whether it's an action-involved scene or whether it's a drama scene, whatever it is, like that's what drama is anyway. Like all film is based around drama. Whether it's comedy is still there's a hint of dramatic ups and downs, which makes it kind of funny for us anyway. So I think that it's about relating to the character, right? And like we talked about a little bit ago, talked about that. About relating to the character, not trying to fake it, but realizing this character in this imagination, right, in this imaginary world is real, and they're going through something that's real, and that's you. And so whether, just to point out a couple things, I've had a lot of family members pass away, my mom, my grandpa. I've had 2 friends commit suicide. One was out of the Navy, and the other one when I got out of the Navy. And, I'm just putting it in context, like,
right.
I pushed so much of that down so hard.
Oh yeah.
I used to drink myself to sleep. Oh man. And then I would work out. I was working out like 25 hours a week.
Wow.
Swimming, running, lifting, just you name it, I was doing it.
Does that become it becomes a vice kind of like, right? Like
yeah,
it just becomes
exactly. How do I get away from
Did you ever
that?
feel like that was like holding your life? Did you ever feel like that was like keeping you?
Absolutely.
I feel like there's probably a ton of people who feel like I've felt that way with certain things. Like I've broken a few addictions like within the last few years. Like
beautiful,
smoking cigarettes. Like that was something I had to quit. Like I started juuling for a while, and I I've stopped that, for now at least. I mean, I'm hoping that it keeps so it's like just kind of trying to keep quitting like little things, like getting better shape. But like, how do you get out of that, man? Like, I mean, like because I don't think mine was. I wasn't dealing with anything as big like loss of family or loved ones. Like, how do you get away from that and still move forward? Because like. You've done that. Like you've been able to move past a lot of pain. Yeah.
Well, I think there's it's very interesting. So like,
and you've used acting to do it. Like,
well, yeah. So like, even when that stuff was going on, I would still call myself a man of faith, but I was still fighting my own stuff, which we all do. Like that's right. If you talk about sanctification, the process of becoming more Jesus, more Christ-like, right?
Yeah.
Where whether you're watching this or listening, you just take that in for a second. You don't have to like lean on it hard, but just take it in.
No, yeah,
like
for sure.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not preaching or anything necessarily, but I think it's important to understand that we're all broken, like at all times, and it's about becoming less and less broken, and becoming repaired, like to accept the fault. And to not let it destroy us and build this circle of guilt around noticing that you're broken, right? Like, oh my gosh, I'm a mess. And then you feel bad because you're a mess also. You create that cycle, right? And which keeps you there, right? That's right. That's just keeping you down, keeping you shoved down. So for me, the drinking thing, man, like I think what it came down to, there's just a click. Like I drink every now and then, maybe like once every, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, but I can't buy it. I can't bring it into my home.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I see,
and I'm not like, maybe when I'm married in the future, a glass of wine a night, that might be different, but drinking by yourself is really dangerous.
Right.
When you get to, because alcohol is a depressant by its classification, and it's not a bad thing. It can be a really bad thing.
It
can be.
It alters your state of consciousness. It alters your mind, and it doesn't necessarily track. It does. It's the same thing we were talking about with things that bear fruit and things that don't. Right. Yeah. And I think that, having a glass of wine, having some beer, whatever, like there's something really great about that, like in a social setting. Community. But there is an element, I think, of it's not gonna
switch.
Yeah, like that's a good thing to have as like a product of something, not ever be the destination. For sure.
Yeah. I think that acting has been a big leverage behind acting. I think that what I can talk about in terms of the acting part of it, I think what it was is I'm a fitness professional, right? I continue to learn more and more about my body, about all bodies, about my body, about how I respond to different things, about what we should be doing, treating it like a temple, right? Yeah. In a faith, whether you have faith or not, like treating your body like it's the only body you're gonna have, not the YOLO, like let's get wasted and live 20 years good and then die at 40 something years old because we treated our body like crap, right? Which is a very dangerous mindset. And I'm not like shaming anybody, but like that's something that we should be aware of. Is like
I'm shaming you. You know who you are. Stop it.
Stop it.
I love you too much to let you do that to yourself.
Yeah, man.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that's how I think about it. I'm just like, hey, stop that. Stop that. Stop it.
Yeah.
Just quit.
Just stop.
And really, I know.
No, love yourself enough
please
to do what is good.
Yes.
Not what like I think there's two types of happiness. I think that we have happiness that society calls happiness, and we have happiness that's based in truth.
Yeah, I mean, they're feeling good and being happy are way different.
Yeah, and
like you can have if you're chasing temporary happiness, like that's not gonna work, right? Like I mean, you're just like that's just it's dead.
I think if you just as simple as just in the very literal way, slow down, like in the moment, whether like even you or me, we're all talking, Eric, right here. People listening, watching, whether it's tomorrow or in 5 years, just slow down in the moment right there and say, I feel good. As simple as that sounds, I feel good, and really understand what you're actually saying.
Let's do that.
Don't just say it.
No, let's do it. Okay. All right. So whoever's listening, just like get quiet for a second. I'm gonna take this seriously, All right, so let's pause. I feel good.
It's about that deep breath, realizing that that we're here, that we're now, that we're loved, that we matter, that we're created for big things.
Yeah,
and we should feel.
Yeah, good. No, it is. It's cool. I mean, like, because for me, like, what I think about is I think about like our home,
Yeah.
like moving here from Dallas, like being here, like I feel good. Like, I feel like, getting to do this, like, wow. Yeah. No, it kind of does something to my spirit.
You feel it in your soul. Yeah.
I hope you guys did that at home. Just like literally look around. It doesn't matter what you mean. Even if you just have like a bucket on the floor and that's all you own,
Man.
Like, I mean, just seriously, like just look around. You're alive, you're breathing. And, yeah. Wow. Clinton, that's really good, man.
Thank you. It's just like, it's when you see a homeless person being all smiling, or I was in Guatemala about a month ago and they have nothing. Like these villagers have absolutely nothing and they're smiling.
Right.
They're running around. They're laughing. Like, and I love America, but like here in America and other first world countries, we take things for granted. We take things for granted, like just being alive. Like we try to go here, go do that. It's great to have goals, but to not to live for our goals,
right?
But to let our goals live for us.
They give you purpose. I mean, I think like finding purpose in goals is really a good thing, and it's good for the world. Like, I mean, it's gonna make you healthy and fit But yeah, that's good. I mean, just like saying, I feel good.
I feel good.
I feel good.
And
guys.
not just to say it, but to like say it slowly.
Yeah. I
feel good.
A
deep breath that hits your below your diaphragm.
Hold on, I'm gonna try. I feel like that. I feel good.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude, that's cool. I mean, it gives me the chills a little bit.
You don't gotta be like. That's the funny thing is like you don't have to be some type of hippie to say that stuff, to feel that stuff, to let yourself feel that. Like I don't smoke weed, and I'm not totally against it. I think that people live the life they live, like, but you can still feel good. And I think I say that because like some people listen to this are gonna be like, oh, those guys are just being hippies. Like, no, feel good. Like allow yourself to feel good, and that means feeling. Not running away. And then we talk about the emotion, not running away from our emotions. Like for me, with acting, like being able to pull up a lot of that hard, painful stuff. Like I was in a class, man, and I'm like, I'm going out for recurring roles. I'm auditioning for these big roles. And it just hitting me like, oh shit, dude, I'm worthy of love.
Wow.
Like, because growing up, like,
you
whether it's me or anybody, I'm sure a lot of people can relate with this. It's sometimes we get in a point where we don't feel like we're worthy of actual love.
Of course.
Whether it's from our wife, our girlfriend, whether if you have a husband or a boyfriend or just friends, being able to be in loving relationships with our friends and our family. Like we run away from it because we don't know how to feel and we're afraid of feeling because we don't know how. We don't know how. If you don't know how, it's hard to jump into something that's unknown, like moving to a different state. It's an unknown. Like you jumping out of something that there's fear involved. So just like loving and being loved and feeling good and allowing ourselves to feel good. Like in truth, not just because because you could say I feel good when I do ecstasy. Like no, like
just feeling good without any
additives, just being alive and being present, understanding that we're here for now, not tomorrow. There's only power in now.
Yeah, man, that's so good. All right, so guys, so I think that's gold. I think that's gold. I think we got it. Like I think we got everything we're looking for here. Like so you guys like being present. Like we want to talk like I'm here with Clinton Harris. We're talking about being present. We're talking about being real. We're talking about what does it mean to actually like where you are? Like how do you feel good? Like that's really what we're talking about. How do you feel good? No matter what your circumstances, no matter what you're going through, how do you feel good? And then also we have some self-defense that we're going to kind of like demonstrate because the thing is like I think everyone should have like some type of a hobby or some type of or vocation that they do that's outside of their true like purpose or calling that they want to end up. That they can actually learn from and find something. For me, that's music. Like I've made very, very little money with music, right? But it's like my passion. Like I started writing music when I was a kid. Like I was always into music, right? And music to me was it's like a lens I view everything else through. It's a lens I view everything through.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like for you, it's the same thing. It's like you have that jujitsu and you're seeing acting and you're seeing life and you're seeing perspective through that jujitsu mindset. And then from the acting, it's also deepening your understanding of what jujitsu is. So it's like it all comes full circle. Anyways, you guys are gonna love this episode. I'm so excited about it. Back to the podcast. Thank you so much, guys, for listening in, thank you, Clinton, for coming out here. I have one question left for you.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting one. But are you a circle? Are you a square, or are you a triangle, and why?
Do I have to answer it?
You have to answer it right now. Like, just which one? Circle, square, or triangle?
All of them.
Oh, come on. Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because they all fit together, bro.
No, they don't.
A circle, a triangle, a square.
How do they fit together?
I'm just joking.
Okay, got it. All right. So, which one are you, and why?
Which one are you?
I'm not gonna give you my idea. This is not like a trick question.
I'm a circle.
Are you?
Because circles never end.
Nice.
They're cyclic.
They're cyclical.
There's no stop. It just keeps going.
I love it.
And that's where we are in life, right? There's no stop here, go there, stop, pass, go, collect $200. Like, we just keep going.
Continue
going. Whether it's jiu-jitsu, whether it's acting, whether it's our relationships, whether it's our finances, whether it's our faith, whether it's our fitness, there's only the go and the go and the learn and the go.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think I'm a circle.
That's good. That's good. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. No, I always try to ask everyone like what it is. I'm a circle too.
Are you?
I go back and forth. Depends on like kind of the mood I'm in. Cause I've heard a couple people say like triangle and square. And I actually had one person say that I was a square. I don't know why, but because it was like I'm starting this and I'm stopping and I'm starting and stopping. I'm going here and doing that. Like, so it was kind of more of like a square.
But if we go back to the, like, just for a brief moment, if we talk about the idea that standing still doesn't actually exist,
right?
Like, you can only move forward or back, but there is always movement, whether it's forward or back.
Yeah.
There's no stopping, right? And even if you talk about quantum physics and the atomic structure of all things in existence, like, nothing is ever still. Our atoms never are still.
Moving.
Everything's moving the whole time.
Yeah. And so I mean, see, the thing is, that's why you ask why, because there's a lot of different rationale, because you can rationalize like there's a lot of rationalizations for triangles and for squares, but I just think it's a really interesting question. Yeah. And it's a really good it's really good icebreaker, to be honest. Like, if you're ever like, if like, it's a really easy icebreaker, just like if you're ever like in a like if you meet somebody randomly, it's like, hey, let me ask you a question. Like, are you a circle, a triangle, or a square, and why? And then like, just you learn a lot about a person just like by knowing how they see things.
That's why I'm still single. I haven't had that icebreaker yet.
You need to use it. And next date,
ladies,
instead of going straight to, do you want to get married in a few years? Like, so what's your life plan? Just like go.
So you want 1 kid, 2 kids, or 3 kids? Oh, 1? Good. Okay, me too.
Yeah. Maybe start off with like some simple, like, first grade type things.
Yeah. What kind of crayons do you like to eat? That's a Marine joke. If you're a Marine, you're going to catch that. I like that.
What's your favorite flavor of crayon?
Yeah. Like, if you're a Marine, do you like the red crayons or the green crayons more?
Oh, dude, it's all about the blueberry.
The blueberry.
I like the blueberry crayon.
We're talking about Navy versus Marine Corps. Like, oh yeah, like Navy, or like Marine Corps.
Oh, okay, I see.
Like Navy, we ride in your boats. Yeah, Marine Corps, you guys eat crayons and have bad counting skills. It's silly.
All right, let's hear your last beatbox real quick. Yeah, what? I like to be on the show because it's a lot of fun. I think we should go. Hold on. That was good. Ha, 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 ha. Oh, I gotta do the hook. Can't touch this.
My mouth's really dry, so that's why it's not as good as it used to be. Gotta get more water.
Yeah. Let's do it again.
This one?
Yeah. In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playgrounds where I spent most of my days. I was chilling all cool. I'm some dum doom and a boom dum b-ball. Sorry, Will Smith. Pool and a couple of guys, they were up to no good. Started making trouble in my neighborhood. They put me in a sleep mode, and then I fell down and I about here, and I'm getting killed in Bel Air. It's true, but kind of not. Thanks, Clinton. I love you.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Love you, man. Love you, Eric. Good man. Eric's like, I don't want to be.
Battery's dead.
Yeah, it's like, all right, yeah.
Get Eric in it too. Eric
down. Let's get this real quick.
All right,
group video.
I'm just doing a group video.
Oh, shit,
all right, this is the Best Authentic Show. We had a great interview with Clinton Harris, and Eric filmed the whole thing. And we turned the AC off, so it's getting a little toasty.
So he's really sweating on me.
We're all kind of sweating
on me.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. We're gonna go outside and we're gonna do like a cool little
little self-defense thing.
Yeah, self-defense.
Just thingy. It's like
he's gonna kill me with not kill me, yeah.
No,
Seriously, I love it. Watch, subscribe below right now. All the stuff you want to do. If you liked anything we just did, we put a lot of effort and energy into this.
Yep, you liked all of it.
And I know you liked this. We tried to cut it down and everything to make it interesting for you. But if you want to be yourself, keep doing it. But if you want to support us, you can like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Thanks. Remember, iTunes, Spotify, everywhere. All right, bye.
Show.